Of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in today. Glad you could stop by. We're glad we stopped by too. We love being here with you. We're here 5 days a week. We're live 2 hours a day. We go on the air 9:06 a.m. Eastern, off at about 10:56, 10:57, somewhere in there. Eastern time.
But don't look at the clocks in our room here.
We got 1, 2, 3 clocks. I got a watch on my left hand wrist and a watch on my right, and I still don't know what time it is.
It's bad.
The correct time. These clocks are all wrong. My watches are right. That's why I wear 2 watches. We got an atomic clock, and then we have 2 analog clocks. And I keep looking up at it. It's just like, no. So we're good. Katie gets us on here at the right time. Do you have a clock in your room?
I've got probably more clocks than you do.
Oh, time.
I can see at least 4 in like my eye radius, and I can see one of yours perfectly too. So one of mine counts as one of yours.
So what do you use to get us on the air, or you just listen for the?
I watch my clock on my computer screen right here, but I really just go by what the computer's telling me to do. Okay. It's the real boss, the computer.
Exactly. It's the real boss. Yeah. I have a number of things we're going to talk about today. I want to share something with you, tell you a story without revealing the person. So about 2 weeks ago, I was in the gym, and I see this group of young men. I want to say boys. They're not boys. They're teenagers, a little older, 18, 19, maybe 20. And one stood out. And he stood out because he was so big. Clearly obese. And he's in the gym. And then I watched him over the next couple of weeks, and I see him now. He's training by himself. So last night, he was on a piece of equipment next to me, and I engaged him. And how I opened up the conversation was, I said, so tell me. Now, you have to sort of appreciate this, right? This is a person that doesn't know me from Adam's rib, and he's on a piece of equipment working out, and he's resting, and I walk over to him. He's right next to me. I walked 2 feet, 3 feet, and I said, how much weight have you lost? And he looked at me. And he said, about 47 pounds. I said, oh. And we talked a bit, and I asked him how old he was. Well, that was later. My one question was, one of the first questions, I said, how much did you weigh? 467 pounds. And I said, how old are you? I'm 18. And out of instinct, I reached over and I grabbed his arms and as a gesture of compassion, right? And he had such a great attitude, and I chatted with him for a few minutes, and I was telling him about the show, and he can tune in. He can always call me. And he's now at 416 pounds or something like that. He lost like 45, 47 pounds. And I asked him, what did you do? He said, the real one big change is I started coming into the gym. And I said, what about your diet? He said, I haven't changed what I've eaten. I'm only eating less. So he did those 2 things. And he, over the past 3 months, and he's lost, like 40 some odd pounds. And he was such a nice young man. I mean, he was not offended. I mean, I walk up to him. I didn't say, hi, how you doing? How's your mom and all them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm following you.
I walk up to him and said, well, how much weight have you lost? And I guess he's thinking, what's this guy? Somehow I knew, and I don't know, I just knew that he's been on this journey. And he was such a nice kid, you know. And I said to him, I said, if you can do this, you'll do anything in your life. And then I said to him, you know, I don't know you, but I care about you. And I do. And it was just instinct to reach out to him. And I said, have you always been heavy? He said I was okay until about 10 years of age. And I knew. I was waiting for the shoe to drop. And I said, what happened? And he said, my parents got a divorce. That was the trigger. And from that point on, it was downhill for him. And this is a tale that I've heard many times. This is a young person. His whole life is in front of him. And that event was so traumatic for him, apparently. And I would do anything to help him, you know. I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't charge him. I wouldn't charge him a fee. I would help him. I didn't say that to him last night, but I don't even know if he's listening today. He might be. But you know, and then I said, oh, he did say to me, here's another. It's a piece of anecdotal evidence, but it's something I've been saying on this show. He said, I did go on the keto diet. I said,
okay.
At one point. And he said, I lost a lot of weight. And then he said, I gained it all back and more.
Oh, we've heard that
1 million times. That diet's not sustainable. It's a weight loss diet. It's not a diet for daily life, for the rest of your life. And then, you know, he said to me, I said, well, what inspired you to want to lose all this weight? He said, I'm starting college.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he's, and this is just one person, but he's so illustrative of what's out there in the world. This is a kid, a young man. He was at 467. Do you realize how much weight that is? That's like 3 of me. Or 2 of me, whatever. And there's no way in hell that he wants to be like that. He doesn't. And I was candid with him, and I said to him, and as I've said to many people, for the rest, I said, if you lose all this weight, you'll have to continue your battle for the rest of your life. That's the nature of obesity. It's like alcoholism. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once you've been obese, you will always be obese even though you've lost all the weight. You will have that propensity. His set point is 467 pounds or whatever it is. That's what his body wants to go back to, and I told him that. But here he is waging the, you know, it takes a lot of courage for this young man to do this. And he's in the gym, he's working out, you know, and I see him move. He takes his time. And I'm impressed by, I mean, it takes so much effort and thought and motivation to do that. So, you know, I don't know if he's listening, but if he is, he knows he can always reach out to me and I will help him.
You think he's embarrassed?
I don't know. I didn't ask him that. I was surprised. I'm surprised he didn't punch me in the mouth.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you know, who walks up to somebody and says, well, how much weight have you lost? Not how are you doing? And somehow, I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to say. He was very kind, good person. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. I was talking with Gary during the break. And I'm always interested, curious, because sometimes I don't know. I take risks in content on the air and tell stories and share with you. I don't know how you'll react to it or if it's having any effect, if I feel like I'm wasting your time. And so I was asking Gary, what do you think that story would mean to an audience member? And he was talking about that. And then, Gary, you said to me, being obese or being overweight is not just being unattractive.
No,
what were you trying to say?
There's a lot more to it. I have been overweight since 2005. Okay, that's when I went.
You've been obese.
Yeah, since 2005 when I went through a divorce, and it wears on you mentally.
You asked me a question. You said, "Do you think he's embarrassed?"
Yeah. I'm embarrassed about being heavy.
Yeah.
I have no ego because of it.
You think your self-esteem takes a hit?
Oh yeah, mentally, yes. And I know other people. I dealt with somebody this past month that has that's overweight and she has no self-esteem, and lets people take advantage of her because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at things that if you're skinny, you don't understand, or you're thin, you don't understand what heavy people go through. Like going to an amusement park and being embarrassed because you got to get the big boy seat, or
They have to put that special bar in or something.
yep, or not wanting to eat in public because you think people are staring at you going, maybe
Why is he eating?
why is he eating? Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're eating a salad or you're eating a plate of nachos.
All right, so when you started to gain the weight, you were an adult. What do you think a young person, 18 years old, this young man, since he's been 10, the last 8 years of his life, he ballooned up to 467 pounds. I just can't imagine psychologically, psycho-emotionally what goes on. I didn't ask him about that. That's too personal. But this is a young person.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's very difficult. You're right, Gary. Obesity, being overweight or an obesity is not just about appearance. There's so much more to this problem. And the psychological effect, the social effect, it's
Self-justification when you have actions that are destructive because of your weight and your self-esteem and your ego.
It's hard to put it's hard to empathize. It's hard to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who is obese and try to understand what that's like. Let's go to Jenkinstown, Pennsylvania. Michael lives there. Michael, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Good morning, Dr. Garko. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
It's I hear about obesity. You're talking losing weight. I did read one book, and I like it, recommend it.
What's the title of it?
That book is Super Genes from Deepak Chopra.
Oh.
And say that since that in this book, this one Chinese doctor with simple diet.
What's the title of the book again, Michael?
It's Super Genes.
Super Genes?
Yeah.
By Deepak Chopra, the
author.
Yeah, he's sort of a quasi-philosopher, guru. So you found the book helpful?
You're very good, yes.
And
He said it's one Chinese doctor with simple diet. That's only two things. That's a bitter melon.
Bitter melon.
And Chinese yam.
Chinese yams, yes.
For 6 months, he lost 240 pounds.
Wow. I'll have to look at that book. Super Genes. I am not familiar with the work. It's by Deepak Chopra and Rudolph Tanzi, PhD. I will take a look at it. It has something to do with epigenetics. I'll have to take a look at it and then I'll comment on it. And I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. I wish more people in the audience would do that. I'll have to take a look at it and see what it's about. I'm not familiar with the work.
And say how much this microbiome make a big deal about obesity.
Okay, the microbiome and obesity. In my series that I'm writing on weight loss, I will have an issue or an article that connects the microbiome with obesity. I'll talk about calorie restriction. I'll talk about intermittent fasting. These are some of the themes that I'll explore in the series. Talk about what are the risk factors for weight gain, what are the modifiable, non-modifiable risk factors for weight gain, and what do we know about weight loss in terms of dieting. Dieting is not the only way people try to lose weight. There are other methods, some of which are bizarre, risky, dangerous, and I'll talk about some of the methods, the prominent methods that have emerged for people to lose weight. And in the series, I'll also talk about why dieting does not work. I repeat, dieting is the last thing you should do to lose weight. And I know that sounds so counterintuitive to people, but I will explain. We've talked about it on air, but then I'm going to put it in an article. That way we have references and we can direct the audience to the articles. I told Gary this morning, I don't know how many parts to the series. I have like 3 to 5 parts of it done now. We'll see where it goes. But thank you for the reference. Super Genes by Deepak Chopra and Rudolph Tanzi. I will take a look at it. We'll be back coast to coast and globally.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hepinol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 spending cash now. Text the nationwide keyword GRAND to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's GRAND to 200-200.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
A successful liftoff for SpaceX.
2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
A Falcon 9 rocket blasted off from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station Tuesday evening, carrying the Israeli-owned Amos 17 satellite. A discussion is being held on whether water testing should be increased to prevent toxic algae. It comes after Governor DeSantis in January ordered all 5 water management districts to focus on addressing harmful algae blooms. A Charlotte County woman is cleaning up the mess in her bathroom after her toilet exploded. It appears a lightning bolt struck her septic tank. It was full of flammable methane gas, which is created by number 2. The toilet explosion could be a first in plumbing history. With Florida's news, I'm Chris Trankman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Auto Loans Traffic Center.
Wreck on southbound 75 just south of State Road 56 off to the left-hand side. Also a crash on eastbound 54 approaching the Suncoast Parkway. Slow traffic on westbound I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. Northbound 75 near State Road 60. And a bit of a delay on northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge. See traffic problems, call the injury firm Abrahamson Uterich Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton. If the recent data breach has exposed your personal information, don't wait to get help. In case the info is used to steal your identity, get LifeLock with Norton and help protect your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Welcome back to CarMax Will Buy It. Let's jump right back into the action. A used minivan with 200,000 miles. Cassandra.
CarMax will buy it.
That's correct. The car you're driving now. Cassandra again.
CarMax will buy it.
You're on a roll. Any car at all, no matter what. Jerry?
Is the answer CarMax will buy it?
That's right, because CarMax buys all the cars, no matter what. No questions asked. CarMax will buy it.
Your home is important. That's why Geico helps make it easy to save on condo insurance. Because home is more than just a place. Home is where you took minimalism too far because there's only one chair in your entire condo and your only entertainment is one card. Not even a deck of cards, but a single card. And all your guests have to share one plate and one fork, but you're convinced that less stuff means more freedom. The Geico Insurance Agency could help protect the overly minimalist broom closet you call home. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on condo insurance.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick, theinjurylawyers.com, serving your community. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay forecast: showers early today, then mostly cloudy with a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms, humid with a high 90. Tonight, showers taper off, low 80. Tomorrow, showers early, a 30% chance of afternoon storms with a high 91. For more news, weather and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton. Are you one of the millions who had their information exposed in the recent breach? Be one of the millions who choose LifeLock with Norton to help protect their devices and identity. Join now at lifelock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Dana Lash and the Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
Seriously, I don't even care. Stop. Just stay out of my pocket, stay out of my business. But I have all these people who are like, what, you? Just stay out of our lives. Stop. No one cares. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be ignorant. But have you seen how much laundry I have to do? I don't even know what the hell I'm making for dinner tonight. I'm more concerned if you like Nickelback.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today, and thanks to Michael for that. Looks like a good book. I was reading a review of it. Super Genes. It's by Deepak Chopra and another author. Looks like they're talking about epigenetics, DNA. Epigenetics means above genetics. I'll have to take a look at this and see. I'm not familiar with the work. But we like the audience doing that. Here's how to connect with the show, just like Michael did.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko at letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, and share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube, where everything is up there by title, and it got 71,000 views now.
Outstanding. Arthritis. Osteoarthritis in particular, the statistics, it is quite prevalent in our culture. And you talk about a quality of life disruptor. It can just turn you into a dumpster fire. And this goes on all day long with so many people. And people desperately trying to find ways to, one, moderate the pain. It can be very painful. Rheumatoid arthritis is even worse. But osteoarthritis is not a company picnic either. And arthritis, it's an inflammatory disease. The minute you say that, you have to start thinking, okay, that inflammation, is it just affecting my joints, or are other organs or organ systems affected? Osteoarthritis has been linked to an increased risk for cardiovascular disease. And a new study suggests that in large measure, part of that risk is from the use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicines or drugs, NSAIDs, that you can buy over the counter or get by prescription. You know, such thing as ibuprofen. That the brands would be, for example, Advil or Motrin, naproxen, that is Aleve, as well as any number of prescription drugs. And if you pay just a little bit of attention to the commercials on TV, on cable, or the major networks, you'll see that it's one commercial after another dealing with pain, discomfort.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. At every bend and turn. I mean, I would challenge anybody, but you cannot watch 2 hours of TV and not see a commercial
I'd give 30 minutes.
30 exactly.
It's either that or a car accident commercial.
Yes, insurance. It's amazing. So here's a case where the treatment contributes to another disease. You can't make it up. Researchers used Canadian health databases to match 7,743 osteoarthritis patients with another 23,229 healthy individuals who served as a control in the study, who rarely or never used NSAIDs. So the control was a group of people who never or hardly used NSAIDs, these non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. The study is published in a journal called Arthritis and Rheumatology. The title of the journal tells you what it's all about. Confirming trends, there have been previous studies that have seen this association. And this study sort of confirms that research. The investigators in this study found that compared with healthy people, those individuals suffering from osteoarthritis had a better than 4 in 10 chance of increasing their risk for congestive heart failure, a 17% increased risk for coronary heart disease, and a 14% increased risk for stroke. These drugs are supposed to help you with arthritis, not create potentially another health issue for you. This often happens, however. These are called side effects.
Okay.
And this is not good. I mean, I don't know what the consumption of NSAIDs are in this country. It has to be off the chain. And the drug companies, even though it's OTC, many of these drugs are over the counter. You can get Aleve and all these different Advil. You go one after another. So, in this study, the researchers were mindful of doing good research, and they controlled for socioeconomic status, they controlled for BMI, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and other health factors. In other words, when you build the statistical model to analyze the data, you build into the model these potentially intervening variables, and you check for them. And they calculated that 41% of the increased risk for cardiovascular event was attributable to the use of NSAIDs. I'm going to repeat that. 41%. They calculated that 41% of the increased risk for any cardiovascular event was attributable to NSAIDs. Now, what's a person to do? On the one hand, you have this pain, you have loss of function maybe in your hands or some part of the body where you have arthritis. Your quality of life, as I say, it turns into a dumpster fire, and you're looking for relief. And make no mistake about it, pain is one of the greatest motivators of all time. It will cause people, we have an opioid epidemic, for heaven's sake. Pain will cause people, they will do anything to make the pain go away. When I was sick, that pain, I'd never known anything like it. I describe it in my writing as cosmically humbling. You know, cosmically humbling? I'd never known anything like it. And they were giving me morphine, and it was like eating M&Ms. Nothing.
Awful.
It's awful. And at one point, it got so bad, I remember, I dropped to my knees. I said, either take me or heal me. That's where you get. So when I see people hooked on opioids, I understand. Because that's what people will do. And here you have people just suffering from arthritis. They're trying to do something good. And now we find out that the NSAIDs can contribute to cardiovascular events, stroke, heart attack, whatever. It's great. What do you know? Come back. I'll give you some recommendations as to how to moderate that inflammation with other compounds.
Feel tired, lethargic, or
generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off VDC's already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural factors where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Sometimes the treatment is worse than the disease. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Apparently, this seems to now to be the case with NSAIDs. This is disturbing because people reach for these drugs over-the-counter and prescription, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, you know, Advil, Motrin, Aleve, goes on and on. List is long. For relief and to help moderate the pain and to help moderate the condition. Now it turns out that the researchers in a study calculated that 41% of the increased risk for any cardiovascular event was attributable to the use of NSAIDs. And the lead author, Dr. Aslam Anas, a professor of health economics at the University of British Columbia, said that there are alternative medicines that can be used for pain of osteoarthritis. It's interesting, he says, alternative medicines. I never heard of drugs being referred to having drugs that are alternative. It's interesting if he's and I don't know what Dr. Anas is referring. If he's using that phrase alternative medicines, is he referring to supplements? Supplements? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's referring to. I never heard that phrase before, alternative medicines. I've heard of alternative therapies, which are therapies that deviate from traditional therapy. Does he mean herbs? I'm not sure. Turns out, though, and I can't prescribe and I can't treat. So what I can do is I can report. And what I can report are what's found in the literature. And what we know in the literature, that there are certain compounds, science has established both through laboratory studies as well as human trials, that certain compounds can moderate inflammation associated with joint pain and osteoarthritis in particular. For example, curcumin it's quite known, will moderate the inflammation and the pain. There are certain herbs, there's a long list of them. I can make it easy for you, and I can tell you that there are 10 of those herbs found in a product by New Chapter called Zyflamend. If you could find that, and I can tell you, I didn't memorize the 10 herbs in that product. That product, I've taken it for years, and it works. So, and you can take it in combination with the curcumin. There are any number of brands of curcumin that are out there. There's one by Natural Factors called Theracuramin.
Holy basil, turmeric, ginger, green tea, rosemary, hushang, Chinese gold thread, barberry, oregano, and skullcap.
Okay, those are classic. There are other brands out there of curcumin. You have to be careful when you go to a health store. Ask the person waiting on you to give you a brand. I know that the Theracuramin is very bioavailable. Some curcumin products are not, and you have to have a delivery system to get them into the bloodstream or into the cell. So that's one thing you can do. Do the Zyflamend. Omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil, have been known to moderate inflammation and discomfort, and generally and associated with joint pain. Any number of, I take Natural Factors. It's a algae-based omega-3 product. It's not from fish, but it's omega-3s. And you can do, I do at least 3 grams a day, along with the curcumin and the Zyflamend. Those 3 things in combination can go a long way, at least for me it does, in moderating any discomfort associated with joint pain and moderating inflammation. And, osteoarthritis, you now have, and that can be caused by wear. There is a big debate. What causes osteoarthritis? A big debate about that. Is it just wear and tear? Is it genetic? Is it intestinal permeability? A leaky gut. And sometimes a leaky gut will do that. When you have proteins that are leaking into the bloodstream from the small intestine, because the tight junctions are not so tight anymore, the body doesn't like that. The immune system will begin to attack those particles. If they start to course through the bloodstream, end up in a joint somewhere, which they often do, and they do, they'll start attacking the joint. It sees it as a foreign invader in the body. So, this is the answers are not so easy sometimes. If I think what Dr. Anise is referring, when he says alternative medicines, that's what comes to my mind as to how to moderate the inflammation. Now, there are other things that you can take. There's a whole constellation of compounds that you will find in the natural products industry to moderate inflammation, but you can't take everything. I just mentioned that protocol, which I gave to Dr. McElwain, and he's a rheumatologist. He was on my show all the time for a while. He's my own physician, too. And he used that protocol with his patients. And he told me that, and these are patients with rheumatoid arthritis and some of these very rheumatological serious conditions. He said that they cut back on their medications and they did experience better comfort. So, he used it in his practice. One day he asked me to put that together, and that's what I did. And there was one other thing that I don't recall what it was, that I put in the protocol. There were 4. I don't remember what the 4th one was.
In the foods you should stay away from?
You should stay away. You should stay away from processed foods, which promote inflammation. Foods that are high in salt, sugar, and fat. Try to eat. Stay away from alcohol. Try to eat more of a plant-based diet. Try to cut back on these foods that contribute to weight gain. As it turns out, obesity, and I'll talk about this in the second hour today, there's some good news. Cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular mortality has decreased over the years. But the bad news is that there's another variable in play that's causing cardiovascular events such as strokes and heart attacks that are not typically associated with the risk factors. I'll tell you about that when we come back. Are you tired of being tired? So was Amanda until she tried. Reclaim your energy with Floradix and FloraVital Available at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com/Floradix. florahealth.com/Floradix.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
The Rays play on Tampa Bay Sports Radio, WDAE. To the wall, let's go! Catch every pitch of Rays baseball in Pasco on 96.7 FM and all over Tampa Bay on 620 AM. Rays up.
In an era when it's tough to know which news outlets to trust, there's an alternative which gives you the information about the topics you're interested in. It's the Cats Roundtable with John Catsimatidis. From politics to pop culture, senators to media personalities, John Catsimatidis gets to the heart of what's really going on in politics, business, science, the world. Hear it all on the Cats Roundtable, Sunday mornings at 9 on Tampa Bay's Impact Radio, 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is streaming on your Amazon Echo device. Just say, Alexa, play 1250 WHNZ from iHeartRadio.
1250 wins WHNZ Tampa.
1250 wins WHNZ Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Bill Raycott. A big sell-off on Wall Street this morning. The Dow was down more than 500 points in early trading. It's rebounded a little. We'll have more on the markets coming up in a moment. But first, President Trump is on his way to pay respects to victims of gun attacks that killed 31 people in Ohio and Texas. There is pushback to the presidential visit from some people like these.
The average person in El Paso is not welcoming him.
He did all these racist things, so I don't think he's welcome in El Paso.
CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy is in Dayton awaiting the president and joins us live.
Before he departed the White House, the president told reporters he's trying to stay above the political fray. He accused his critics of trying to score points, and then he made this point.
The Dayton situation, he was a fan of Antifa. He was a fan of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Nothing to do with Trump, but nobody ever mentions that.
The FBI is looking into the violent ideology held by Dayton shooter Connor Betts, but investigators have not said what that ideology was. The Democratic mayor of this city has encouraged protesters today, but she says she'll meet with Mr. Trump as a duty of her office. Bill.
There was a house explosion in Wayne County, Ohio overnight. Sheriff Travis Hutchinson says a swastika and racist slurs were painted on a garage and cars.
We're not going to tolerate that type of activity and behavior here, and we're going to make sure that we use all the resources available to us, including the FBI and state fire marshals.
Some families in Maryland accusing ICE officials of using bait-and-switch tactics to deport immigrants. CBS's Vicki Barker reports.
According to the ACLU, which is supporting the family's class action lawsuit, the 6 couples showed up at ICE offices in Baltimore thinking they were there to talk about their green card eligibility after marrying. Instead, they were detained and had deportation proceedings begun. The ACLU calling it an unlawful, unconstitutional pattern of trickery. The Baltimore Sun noting a federal judge in Maryland had earlier ruled such practices impermissible in a separate case. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A lawyer for a black man arrested and led by rope by police on horseback in Galveston, Texas, wants answers from police.
I want them to release the body cam so that we can evaluate whether or not this was appropriate choice and just a lapse in judgment or something more.
Melissa Morris representing Donald Neely. The police chief has apologized for the optics of the incident. In Afghanistan, a suicide car bomber targeting police headquarters in a minority Shiite neighborhood in western Kabul today. Officials say 14 are dead and at least 100 people are injured. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Dow off more than 500 points in early trading amid continuing fears of a global sell-off. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
I'm Robert Harwood, founder and CEO of the Harwood Financial Group, and my job is to help successful professionals like you invest in a financially successful manner. Have you ever heard the saying, it's about the dash? The dash is a space on the gravestone between the year you were born and the year you pass away. The dash is your life, and nothing is more important than making the most of your dash. I believe it's not about how much money you have or hitting a home run in the stock market. It's about achieving your goals and having the finances you need to enjoy your life, to enjoy the dash. If you're looking to improve your finances, call me, Robert Harwood, at 1-800-395-4279. That's 1-800-395-4279. I'm offering the first 5 callers an opportunity to sit with me for a full financial review. I'm confident I can show you a better way to invest.
Call Robert Harwood at 1-800-395-4279. Online at theharwoodway.com.
Investment advisory services offered through the Harwood Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Auto Loans Traffic Center.
On southbound I-75, we have an accident approaching the 275 Apex in Pasco. The left lane is blocked. Northbound 275 is wreck reported at Almerton, and there's a crash on 66th Street right around Almerton. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edward Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Ashley Home Store.
Ashley Home Store's summer mattress sale is in its final week. For a limited time, get an Ashley Sleep Sealy or Beauty Rest King mattress for the price of a queen mattress on select mattress purchases. Hurry, the summer mattress sale ends Monday. Ashley Home Store, this is home.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today on LTN. We are around the corner, around the country, and around the world. That's the nature of technology these days. We can get this show into the nooks and crannies and spaces all over the planet.
One of our callers just realized that we also play late at night where she is, so she was super excited. If she misses us in the morning, she gets to hear us at night. So
Where was that? Where was that? Do you know?
I don't know where she said she was.
Yeah, we do air. I said the other day, as best I can determine, the show is probably airing every single day, more than once a day, somewhere on this planet, all day long, 24/7. Given the nature of, let's see, on our podcasts, we have, like I was told, 54,000 listens. And Gary tells you all the time of the number of YouTube viewings, 71,000, something like that. And it's just remarkable, the people that, and on our stream every day that you're watching, if you're watching, there are about 30,000 hits a day on that. So it's a big platform and a lot of contact with a lot of people, and we love it. So, and again, I keep reminding myself, why do we show up here? We show up to educate, empower the listener and the viewer, and to do that in an entertaining way. And by entertaining, meaning that it's relevant, that it's compelling, that it reaches you, the message reaches you in such a way that you can be persuaded, maybe to consider making a change or altering something about your diet or your lifestyle or some therapy that you're using that might make things better. And change is hard. It's hard to do. And that's why losing weight is so challenging, because you're trying to change your relationship with food. And I'm drifting away from using the word dieting with people. I have to use it on the air and talk about it, of course. But losing weight is not about dieting. That should be the last thing that comes to people's minds. But it's the first thing, because we've been conditioned to think of it that way. What I'm proposing is so counterintuitive. When I say dieting should be the last thing you should do to lose weight, people are going to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, I'm not the only one that's ever said that. Michael Lyon has been on this show. Dr. Michael Lyon is probably one of the world's best weight loss experts, hands down, full stop. And he's very candid about it. And they run a clinic in Canada where they see over 300 patients a day. And all those patients, every one of them is obese. It's a government-sponsored clinic. In Canada, of course, the medical system is different than we have here. And so the government pays for it, and the only way you can get into that clinic is by referral. So they're dealing with the most difficult of difficult cases often. And they have figured, they got an army of people working in that clinic, psychologists, sociologists, or social workers, I don't know what all, maybe psychiatrists for all I know, medical doctors, naturopaths, and that's what they do all day long. So I'll be talking about these kinds of things. He's a big fan of intermittent fasting, meal replacement.
Yes.
And I am too. I think it works. So we'll get to it. But yeah, that's where we are with the show. Around the corner, around the country, and around the world. And here's how you can make contact.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's, again, his personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us on Facebook, on Instagram, and subscribe to that YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube.
In the last hour, I was getting ready to talk about cardiovascular mortality. It's been on a decline, and that's good news. However, and there are certain risk factors associated with cardiovascular disease. I've written about this extensively, and I've talked about it. But there's now another variable that's threatening some of the progress we've made. And that variable is obesity. I'll get to that and how obesity levels may help explain this cardiovascular mortality trends that are trending the wrong way. Before I go there, there's a story trending that caught my eye about menopause. And the headline I'm giving attribution to CBS News. The headline on the story was, new procedure could delay menopause up to 20 years, but long-term impact unknown. Now, just reading the headline, I'm not reading the story, looking at that headline, you say, what? First question I asked is, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to delay menopause for 20 years? Menopause is tough. It's very difficult. So if a woman hits menopause, let's say she's in her 50s, and they delay it for 20 years, that means when she ultimately has to go through it, she's going to be what? In her 70s. Does a 70-year-old woman want to go through the difficulty of menopause? That's just one thought that came to me. Before I ever read the article, that's what I thought about. And then let me get into the weeds a little bit on the article. It's a surgical procedure.
Okay.
This is clever. Again, I keep saying, if you leave scientists alone and let them do their work and leave them to their own devices, they will discover things and do things that
make some serious things happen.
Yes, they can. And so they got this surgical procedure, Katie, that will delay menopause by 20 years. Doctors at ProFam in Brigham, England, have performed it on 10 British women already, ranging in age from 22 to 36. Now notice, those women were not in menopause.
Right.
All right. So what did they do? What they did was, what they do with this procedure is they remove a portion of a patient's ovaries, and then they freeze them. Genetic.
Heard of that?
Yeah.
Cryogenic.
Right. They freeze them. And when the woman gets closer to the age of menopause, the doctors thaw and reimplant the tissues that they took out 20 years earlier. What that does is then restores the patient's younger natural hormones.
What if that office burns down in those 20 years? What happens then? I'm just saying, what would happen if somehow
they lose them?
You got lost, then you're just done?
You're done.
That's terrifying.
So 100 years ago, by the way, there's a Dr. David Agus. Sometimes I think he's very good, but sometimes I couldn't disagree with him more. But on this he commented, I respect Dr. Agus, but he sometimes says things about dietary supplementation and natural therapies that he's just flat wrong. But nevertheless, he weighed in on this one. He said it's a remarkable development, but it also raises many questions. Well, he's right about this. 100 years ago, the average life expectancy was in the 50s, Angus told CBS News this morning. And then he went on to say, so now, really, we're living, or women are living, with 4 or 5 decades of having menopause. So menopause, osteoporosis, increased heart disease, obviously hot flashes, potentially memory problems, and others, you can delay that with this procedure. Well, maybe things are not what they seem. Let's look. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been
Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat, through increased heart rate or increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. So scientists are now figured out a way to delay the onset of menopause by surgically removing some of the ovaries at a younger age, freezing them, and then when the woman approaches menopause, implant them back into the woman, and now she has the hormones of a younger woman.
Science is crazy.
Theoretically, then, she's not going to go through menopause with, increased risk for osteoporosis, increased risk for heart disease, hot flashes, memory problems, and so on, that you can delay. Dr. David Agus, who appears on he's a medical CBS News medical contributor. He said the problem is no one knows what kinds of effects the procedure will have on people as women as time goes by. And no one will know for several decades. They've already done this with several women, so these women are part of an experiment. Quote, he said, for all we know, it could change cancer risk. It could change cognitive function as you get older. He said, we just don't know the answer. I said to Gary during the break, I said, what they're doing is they are manipulating the hormones. Hormones are powerful elements in the body. They are, hormones will drive so much of what we are biologically. And I just don't know. He went on to say, women are about to undergo chemotherapy that can bring on menopause at a very young age, or women who are about to undergo chemotherapy, that will inspire menopause. We've been able to store pieces of their ovary and then re-implant it, and many of them have been able to go on to have children. So there's a good thing. That's wonderful. Then Dr. Agus also said, this is very different, though. These are women who don't have any other medical issues to delay menopause, close quote. So they're doing this. If you're going to do it, you really need to you better have a good endocrinologist, somebody who's on top of this, knows the science. And Dr. Agus said there's no answer who should have this. Presumably some women say, listen, nature says my hormones go down. I will do that. Or I want to take a pill a day that will actually replace hormones. But here is a biological way to potentially keep menopause delayed, close quote. I don't know.
Sounds risky.
It could be. We don't know. To some women, they would say, you know what? I'll delay it. If you can delay it 20 years, have at it. Take a sample of my ovaries, freeze them, and then I'll see you 20 years from now, and you can reimplant them.
I feel like so much can happen in 20 years. I'm definitely a worst case scenario type of thinker. Because I'm like, I could move in 20 years. Do I have to come back? What if the doctor moves?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the least of your worries. And, I just don't know.
What would happen if you didn't get them put back in you? Is that deadly? That's not.
No. They're just taking you have ovaries. You're making ovaries all. I'm not making.
I knew what you meant. There's plenty.
Yeah, they're taking some of the tissue.
It's just ineffective.
Right. They're just taking some of the tissue. And they're not removing your ovaries. They're taking some of the tissue, freezing it, and then reimplanting it, and it inspires the production of estrogen and other hormones, I guess. And
definitely interesting.
It's provocative. And if I were a woman, I'd say, well, maybe I would consider that.
I really don't know. I've been sitting here thinking about it, and I don't
You have
know.
nothing to lose by giving them a sample and letting them freezing it. You have to pay for it, but you have nothing to lose. Women who are going through chemotherapy, this is a godsend for them because chemotherapy can destroy the ovaries. And this would give them a chance to have children once they get on the other side of cancer treatment and so on. So I see great benefit, but there is risk. Wanted to share that with you. Maybe you have a thought or two about it.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Don't forget, you can follow us and like us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram, Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to that YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube.
So much that goes on in the news.
I hope they're not having kids, though, in their 70s.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You just raised an interesting point. What about getting pregnant?
That's true. Does it bring your body that far back?
I didn't think of that. And, oh, by the way, elderly people do engage in intimacy.
Yes.
I'm just saying, right now there's an epidemic of STDs in some of these retirement centers.
Okay.
It's an epidemic. Yes.
So there's that.
So I'm just saying, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's true.
The woman now becomes a candidate for pregnancy because she's, they've delayed the menopause and now they're restoring. Yeah.
So many factors.
Do you want to be a 70-year-old woman, 65-year-old woman, and have to worry about getting pregnant? I don't know. I'm just asking. Maybe the women in the audience, if you have a thought or two about this, what do I know? I'm just a guy. I mean, I can try to empathize what it's like to go through. That's all I can do. I hear horror stories from women about menopause. Other women sail through it. It's just another day in their life. Many, not so much. But maybe you have a thought. I'd like to hear. Do you think that this is a good idea? Should you delay menopause like that? I don't know.
Don't be.
WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Mark Levin here to say thank you, Tampa Bay. Thank you to all the people who helped put my book, Unfreedom of the Press, at the top of the New York Times bestseller list. Thank you to my TV viewers, and most of all, thank you to everyone who listens to me weeknights 7 to 10 on 1250 WHNZ.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The former Tallahassee mayor and former head of the Florida Democratic Party pleads guilty to 3 federal corruption charges. Scott Maddox and his aide admitted to accepting bribes. U.S. Attorney Larry Keefe is not ruling out more charges.
We would not be establishing this public trust unit if we were not pursuing all sorts of leads in all sorts of places that I simply can't share with you.
Florida's best-known plaintiff's attorney, who pushed for medical marijuana, is going a step further. John Morgan wants to get recreational marijuana use legalized. Morgan says if it gets on the ballot, it'll pass in a landslide. An Osceola County man is accused of killing his 90-year-old common-law wife. 85-year-old Jose Tavera was found covered in blood in Poinciana. He's charged with first-degree murder. They had been together for more than 60 years. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trenkman.
Traffic southbound on I-75 going to I-4. There was a minor accident southbound on I-75 approaching the 275 Apex. Northbound 275 had a minor crash at Ulmerton, and there's a wreck at 66th Street in Ulmerton. Watch for an accident on Bay to Bay at Lois. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Udrick Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton. If the recent data breach has exposed your personal info, don't wait for your ID to potentially be stolen. Get help now. LifeLock with Norton helps protect your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
At CarMax, when we say we buy all the cars, we mean it. Over the last 20 years, we've purchased millions of cars from coast to coast. In the last year alone, we bought a mountain of Mercurys, an armada of Nissans, a ton of Titans, an ocean of Pacificas, and a sea of Siennas. Not to mention a few Hellcats and a couple of Tornadoes. So no matter what you're selling, CarMax is buying. And we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. CarMax, we buy all the cars.
Pros like you do it right by having what you need for any job on hand, so you're spending more time on the job site than away from it. Lowe's is here to help by stocking job lot quantities of the supplies you need and at the right prices. Pick up Mape Mortar at our everyday low price of $14.98 and get floor tiles starting at just 49 cents a tile. Place your order at lowesforpros.com and our pro loaders will be ready to load you up so you can get back to the job site faster. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's, U.S. only.
From the 1250 WHNZ Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast: showers early today, then mostly cloudy with a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms, humid with a high 90. Tonight, showers taper off, low 80. Tomorrow, showers early, a 30% chance of afternoon storms with a high 91. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton. If the recent data breach has exposed your personal info, don't wait for your ID to potentially be stolen. Get help now. LifeLock with Norton helps protect your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Weekends on Talk Radio. I know what you're thinking. All ball games or best of shows. My name is Bill Handel, and my show, Handel on the Law, is fresh every weekend. On Handel on the Law, I offer marginal legal advice in an entertaining, that's a medical fact, 3-hour show. I'm the reason you want to turn on your radio this weekend. Just ask my mother. Don't miss Handel on the Law, Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5, here on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Here's the LTN health question of the day. Straight up, straight ahead question. What percent of the population in the United States is either overweight or obese? Taking those two together now. Combined, overweight and obesity. Is it 62%, 72%, or 82% of the adult population 20 years of age and older? What percent of the adult population in the U.S. is overweight or obese? 62, 72, or 82%?
877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK.
For decades now, death caused by cardiovascular events, heart attack, stroke, and whatnot, has declined in high-income countries. However, researchers now notice that this decline has come to they've approached the red light. It's stopped. It's halted. And some countries are even now reporting higher rates or rising rates of stroke and heart disease related deaths. The question is, why is that? I mean, we've made progress here. In high-income countries, I'm quoting now a Professor Alan Lopez and professors and Tim Adair. In high-income countries, the very substantial decline in cardiovascular mortality over the past half-century has been a major yet often unheralded global public health achievement. Close quote. That's true. Now, be mindful that heart disease is still the leading cause of death in the United States. The study appeared in the International Journal of Epidemiology, and it was Doctors Lopez and Adair that were responsible for the piece. And they said that recent evidence from national vital statistics systems in these countries suggests that long-term decline in cardiovascular disease, and specifically heart disease mortality, may be stagnating, with rates even rising in some populations, particularly at ages of under 75 years, close quote. Now, the question is, why? What is the variable that got introduced into the mix that now is sort of, maybe in some cases, wiping out progress in our cardiovascular achievement? It's obesity. What do you know? Big surprise. Not for me. Doctors Lopez and Adair found that the rate of decline in cardiovascular mortality has slowed down considerably in 12 of the high-income countries they looked at in their study. This was particularly the case for adults between 35 and 74. Furthermore, they found that recent data show that cardiovascular death rates have increased for women in the United States and Canada over the last year. In Australia, the United Kingdom, and New Zealand, the decline in cardiovascular mortality has slowed down from year to year. So the progress we've made in decreasing mortality associated with cardiovascular disease, that's slowing down. It's stagnating. And it's obesity that's putting people at an increased risk of premature death due to heart attack or stroke, or heart disease and stroke. That's yet another consequence of this obesity epidemic. Let's go to Oldsmar, Florida, and Lorraine is there. Lorraine, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Garko. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you as well. What's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to answer the question.
Oh. I thought you came to talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you, Lorraine.
Well, I figured I could control my weight. Yeah, I'm a cancer survivor, so you can't really control getting cancer, but you can control your weight. So yeah. I go to the gym a lot.
There you go. That's good. That's excellent. So what percent of the population, adult population, 20 years of age and older, is either overweight or obese? 62, 72, or 82%?
72.
It's 71.6. I rounded it up to 72.
It's really amazing. It astounds me that this is encompassing 20-year-olds. I mean, it's just sad, very sad.
Yeah, well, you know, I told the story today at the beginning of the show. I introduced myself in a peculiar way to a young man last night at the gym. Turns out he's only 18 years old. And I walked up to him and I said, "How much weight have you lost?" I mean, he's 6 foot and some change. I mean, he's a big guy. Mm-hmm. And his current weight is 417. And he, at one point, he said I asked him what his maximum weight was. He said 467 pounds. Now, that's four of one of my producers, Katie. That's 4 Katies in one person. She's 100 pounds and some change. So, yeah. You know, and he's only 18. This started when he was 10 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But he's on a journey and he's trying to do his best. And he tried the keto diet. He lost a lot of weight and then regained it all, and then more so, and even more on top of it, which is I've talked about on the show. This is an ever-present problem, and 17% of children and adolescents are obese. 25% are a little better, or overweight or obese. We've never known anything like this in our country ever. This is
I know it's
unprecedented.
Very unhealthy.
Yeah. So you said you're a cancer survivor. How long?
11 years.
Yeah. What may I?
Going on 12.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What may I ask? What kind of cancer was it? Breast cancer, cervical cancer?
Yes.
Breast cancer. Yeah. I don't know if you heard yesterday. I reported Olivia Newton-John has now been diagnosed again with breast cancer. She's now stage 4. This is her third episode, 1999, 2015, and now she's been diagnosed with stage 4. She's been battling all these years. It's hard to explain to people what it's like to have cancer and be a cancer survivor and how you live your life. Let me just ask you this. How has having cancer, what's one thing that happened to you that made you different? Is there something different about that? Did the experience of having cancer cause some major change in you? What was that? Think about that. When we come back, I'll give you a chance to talk about it. I'm curious if you're comfortable talking about it.
Okay.
All right. Think about it. I often say you don't want to squander a moment or squander the opportunity when you're confronted with a major health issue. And I'll explain what I mean by that. You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and globally.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve 2 important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Have you experienced the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional Obijue formula, Fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try Fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find Fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, and thank you for tuning the show in today. And I'm especially grateful when people call, they'll try to answer the health question, and they do answer the health questions of the day. And then if you call, I'll engage you. I'll talk to you because after all, it is a health talk show, and I like to talk to people. And Lorraine called in to answer the health question of the day, and she got it right. And the answer was that 72% of the adult population, 20 years of age and older, is either overweight or obese. That's the most updated metric or statistic on overweight and obesity in our country, 72%. And then along the way, she disclosed or revealed that, alluded to that she was a cancer survivor, and that's where I want to go with her for a moment. Lorraine, thanks for holding, and thanks for talking with us.
My pleasure.
So you're a cancer survivor now, would you say 11 years or 12?
Going on 12 years, yes.
Okay, so you had breast cancer.
Yes, and my daughter did too. She had a double mastectomy.
Oh.
Yeah, when she was in her 30s.
Oh. Do you remember the day when the doctor, you're sitting across from the physician or the doctor or whomever, the oncologist, and said you had breast cancer? Do you remember that day?
I actually do, and it was over the phone. It wasn't even in front of her.
Oh, crap. That's terrible. Yeah. No, they didn't do that over the phone.
Yes.
Over the phone?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what, though, Dr. Garko? I mean, I initially feel very, I don't know, defeated, and I needed a hug.
Right.
And then after that, I said, this is not going to get to me. I am going to beat this. And I had a really positive attitude, and I think that really helped because other people were more sad for me than I was for myself. I said, don't worry about it. It's not, it's going to be okay. I was kind of, helping them along.
What was the one, is there one thing that caused you, how were you different? Can you mention at least one thing that caused you to be different after you went through treatment and then, you got on the other side of it and you realized something about yourself that was different? Could you name one thing like that?
I think I became more sensitive to people who have sickness in their life. I worked at a hospital after I started a job after I got the cancer, and I worked in pediatrics in infectious diseases, and I think it helped me deal better with
Are you a nurse?
Parents.
Are you a nurse?
No, I wasn't a nurse. I worked for. I was the doctor's executive assistant.
I got it. So you were.
I handled patients.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I interrupted you. You were going to say that it caused you to deal with the patients more, and I interrupted you.
Yeah, the patients' parents that were worried, and I don't know. I guess I was more sensitive to their pain or their anguish or their, just they were when they were upset, and I don't know. I think I did become more sensitive. I became, with my family too, there wasn't a day that went by where I didn't tell them I loved them every time I spoke to them. It's just you become more aware of things around you.
Isn't it ironic that we have to go through such an event to become more empathetic, more mindful of others, living more mindfully? It's sort of ironic. Too bad that's a hard way to learn that, but
yeah.
And so you didn't squander the opportunity to grow from your experience with cancer then?
No. Mm-hmm. No. I mean, to me, it was just a very small portion of my life, and I didn't get depressed. I was sure I was going to get better. I don't know why I had that attitude, but I think a positive attitude means so much. And I was consoling other people.
It does. Yeah. It does mean a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, first of all, thank you for sharing that. It's good for people to share their story because I have learned that one of the things that really scares people, they live in fear. They live in fear of getting cancer.
Yes.
I had Dr. Ingram on yesterday. He mentioned at least 4 times or so that that's one of the things that he's concerned about, cancer, and certain things that he was talking about, taking certain oil of oregano and other things, other compounds that he takes. And even he, it just scares people. It frightens them. It raises such concerns, and then they want to talk to you about it, and they don't know what questions to ask or how to ask them. So it's always good when somebody calls and shares their story, because you don't realize today you may have helped somebody it's been 11 years now, going on 12, that you're now in remission, and sharing that little story, you just don't know what effect it might have on another person. You just don't know. So thank you for doing that, and we're grateful that you did it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. It's just the attitude. I think it really does help.
Mm-hmm. It does.
And it was a genuine feeling. It wasn't that I was trying to be like that. I just knew that it wasn't going to harm me. I was going to be okay.
There you go. So, well, you are okay. Yeah. And you won $25 gift card today, too, so it's all good.
Oh, okay, great.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you very much.
You take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So there you go. And that's why we do the show. And there are many people like Lorraine, men and women, children, fighting different battles, health battles. We say at the end of the show every day, your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. Those are not just taglines. Those really capture at least my thinking about the value of health, its priority. We are, after all, we're just human beings. we are very complicated biological systems, and the magnificence of the biology is astounding. It's awe-inspiring, but we are vulnerable, and we just try to figure out where those vulnerabilities are and how we can address them here on the show. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being generous with your time. We are grateful. Let's Talk Nutrition, where your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabidiol, or CBD, has been receiving a lot of attention for its tremendous promise on human health. Plus, CBD Oil by CV Sciences is the trusted brand setting the standards in this newly emerging category of plant-based extracts, offering a variety of hemp-derived